Today on Brier Rock Cemetery, we are doing an unboxing of the 12-foot Ghost from Home Depot. If you like what I do, like, subscribe, share, comment. So this is the 12-foot Ghost from Home Depot 2023. A lot of people were like, should I get this, should I not? I have kind of some plans for it. Let's get into it, let's unbox it, and I'll discuss that later in the video. So here it is in the box. The base is on top. The base is a little different on this guy. So here's all his pieces. We have, I think this is probably the start of his body, his base, some poles, his hands, part of his body, more chest area, his head. This right here, the LEDs are actually on the pole itself. Same thing with this pole here. These are probably caps for the back so it hides it. Then you have your stakes, your power adapter, and your wire. And then you have this thing, which is actually the thing that screws in the back to tether it to. So the first part is you put this B pole on with the LEDs, and if you look down here, you use an Allen key for the bolts. So there's one here and one there. Now we drop this C piece on, which was the base. Now we're going to put this D section on. It continues his body upward. So now we're going to extend it up even further, and then we're going to connect these cords. Now they want you to lay him down in the box and put the G part on him. So now we connect the other section that brings it up even further. Same thing, there's a bolt on the back and there's a hole that you can access. Now we're going to make the connection for the final torso. Same thing, 2 connections, a push pin, and a place to put an Allen bolt in to secure it. Now we're going to take the tether screw, which is that thing that comes out of the back, and screw that into his back. That'll allow you to put the cable through. You can now take the cable and put the cable around that screw, and you come down to the base and you hook it onto these 2 hooks. I'm not going to do it because it's inside, but that's what you would do. It's hard for me to show an example because I went through and did it, but you see this plastic here? This would be on this section, and these wires are really taut, so you have to cut that to give it some slack. Now we do the other side like we did his left side. Now you put his hands on, really simple. They just kind of go in, screw in, half turn. Now we put his head on, and that's going to complete the process. Now when it's down on the ground, there are 2 plugs down here. I suggest when you first assemble them, plug them in. You can still get to them from here, but the power adapter plugs actually into this base, which is kind of nice. So the only thing left are these are the plugs that you put on the back to hide the actual back of him. And these 8 pieces will go on the base. I'm not going to put them on, but here's your stakes. And like I said, this is your tie down so it doesn't go anywhere. Now these are the plastic things that I was talking about that go around the bars. You want to remove these because you're not going to have enough slack. It's going to be really hard to work with. And they also have some zip ties around them. So he has a couple different lighting modes. If you look at him, like right now he's lit, and what will happen is he'll go out over time and it will start at the bottom like this and kind of go all the way up to the top, which is pretty cool. Something different. And then his hands will light up, and then last his head will. So I think that's a pretty cool feature. But if you come on the back here, besides like the timer function and all that other stuff, on the back you can change it to like on all the time, fade, in and out, flash. So there's a whole bunch of different lighting effects. Now I don't know if there's one that'll cycle through all the different lighting effects, but you know, you have like a fade. I actually kind of like, I like this, kind of pulsates. I like them all really. And as you can see, I mean, this could make a great prop if you want to cut like maybe this part off and just use that section of him and have him coming out of maybe like a mausoleum or something. You could do that too. The only thing that I suggest when you take it apart, if you don't want to go through the hassle, you can take apart like his upper section and leave it as is. So the next year you assemble it, you could just throw that on top. But it's an awesome prop. It's so big. So just from a scale standpoint, it just barely fit. You know, it took me some finagling, but I finally got it here, and this is what it would look like from a distance. It's very cool. I think I think the filming doesn't really do that great of a job with it. So in closing, I really love this guy. He'll look great in my graveyard. So please guys, if you like what I do, please subscribe, share, and comment. I really appreciate it. We're getting about halfway through my stuff